Today I'm going to show you one of my favorite techniques for muting down the colors of a collage. And here are a few examples of what we're going to do today. So you can see there's a lot of different colorful prints in the background, but the overall tone of the card has been muted down. And what we're going to use today is just a regular index card. Now you can do this technique in an art journal or on a canvas, pretty much any space that you would usually collage. So I'm going to start with my index card and then several different colorful jelly prints. So the jelly prints that I'm using here are all in a similar color family, and I'm also going to add in just some regular black and white text to give it a little variation. I'm not really using any fancy glue, just a regular washable Elmer's glue. If I were going to be doing a canvas or something that I was super worried about the quality of the outcome, I would probably use matte medium or a higher quality glue. But for just daily use on an index card, I just use a cheap glue stick. So what I'm going to do now is just go through and cut squares of varying sizes and varying prints and glue them to my card. Okay, so now I have my background of collage. I'm just going to flip it over and trim any corners that are maybe hanging over the edge to get a nice smooth edge here. Oops, cut a little bit of my card, but that's okay. Okay, so from here, what I like to do is add some stamps to the collage onto the tops of the black and white text. So just to give it, even more little variation in background of design. So today I'm going to use an aquamarine ink from Archival or from Ranger. So this is an archival ink. Which basically means that it's waterproof and you can do things over top of it. I have a couple of different stamps here, and these are all homemade stamps. These are just little plain geometric stamps. So let's see. I have a square, a hexagon, or a diamond. And so we've got a hexagon right here. So I'm not sure if I want to play off of that design or maybe do a different one. Let's try the hexagon. Okay. And I'm just going to come in here and randomly stamp. So one of the things that I love about homemade stamps is that they're kind of wonky. Like I make them wonky intentionally, so it's not a perfect hexagon, but I kind of like that. So I'm just going to randomly stamp this design. There, we'll do one more right there. Okay, so now I have a pretty colorful background for my card. And sometimes you might want to leave it like this or, add some sort of lettering over top. But then there are other times when this just feels slightly too chaotic and I want to tone down the overall colors of the card. And I do this a lot if I'm going to be drawing on top or, drawing a design or doing some lettering. So what I'm going to do is grab some acrylic glazing liquid and some white paint. So acrylic glazing liquid, if you've never used it, it basically just increases the transparency and the drying time of whatever paint that you're working with. And today I'm going to be using just a regular fluid acrylic in white. You could use heavy body, but if you use heavy body, you would want to up the amount of glazing liquid that you use to make it a little runnier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix about 50-50 with the paint and the glazing liquid. Okay, and you can either grab a brush and mix that, or be super technical like me and just use your finger to get it mixed up pretty well. And then grab a baby wipe. So if you don't have a baby wipe, you could use a wet paper towel and you should be able to get the same effect. You could even crumple up a ball of paper or maybe saran wrap, but you want to just ball it up until you get some texture in the baby wipe. And then we're just going to start dabbing it into the paint and then dabbing it onto your collage. So you get kind of this design from the baby wipe. There's lots of different variations that you can do with this. You could, vary the colors. So if you wanted to do, say, a teal with acrylic glazing liquid, or a purple, or a combination of the two, and then maybe over top you could use a white paint if you use a color background. So it's still going to make your background more cohesive by doing a wash of some type of color. Okay. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I'll come back and we'll do some lettering over top and some drawing. My card is dry, and now it is time to do some writing over top. And I'm going to do a combination of writing and like a Zentangle doodle type design. The pens that I use are Faber-Castell Pitt pens in a variety of sizes. So for the writing, I generally use a B, which is a brush pen, and then for the doodling, I use F as in Frank and S as in Sam. Those are more nib types that are really good for doodling. Okay, so now I have added my wording and my doodling, and so I'm just going to look at this and see if maybe there's anything else that I want to add to it. I'm thinking I might want to throw in another stamp. So let me come back here to my stamping choices, and I think I'll actually do maybe a darker green. This is library green. I kind of like that name. And let's see. Maybe we'll just go back in with this same hexagon stamp and just add a few in the darker color, and we'll see what this looks like. Okay, I think I'm going to call that good. So, like I said, this technique is great for a variety of different uses. You can vary the background papers, the colors of paint, colors of stamps. There's really just hundreds of variations that you can use with this particular technique. So, I hope that you have enjoyed this video today. If you liked what you saw today, then you can subscribe to my channel. I plan on uploading a lot more tutorials and videos in the future. So thank you for watching.